Me. You're like, nah. I'll just raise my hand.
This is a sign that I should
No, and then like, I was in someone took my chem seat too. I'm not gonna talk to him. But there are signs. They did have to.
Yeah, thank you for letting me involved.
It is 4 p.m. and I call this meeting to order. We'll start with roll call. Senator Hart.
Here.
Senator Young.
Here.
Senator Balogun. Senator Schwarzentuber.
Here.
Senator Emke.
Yep.
Senator Ponti. Senator Bogny.
Present.
Senator Draeger.
Here.
Senator Maega.
Here.
Senator Karki.
Present.
Senator Mpanga. Senator Dietrich.
Here.
Senator Smith. Senator Speltz.
Here.
Senator Emmeline. Senator Moore.
Here.
Senator Maba.
Present.
Senator Parekh.
Here.
Senator Abishu.
Here.
Senator Risa. Vacant. Senator Riggle.
Here.
Senator Colleran.
Here.
Senator Zelmer.
Here.
Senator Robertson. Senator Hillstead.
Here.
Second Vice President Jay.
Here.
Alrighty, we'll move on to approval of the consent agenda. I'll seek for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
I'll take second from Speltz. Are there any objections to the consent agenda? Any objections to the consent agenda? Seeing none, the consent agenda is so approved. We'll move on to presentations. Our first presentation is from Gamma Phi.
Hi everybody, my name is Kaylee Plain and I'm a junior currently and I joined spring of 23, I believe.
Hi, my name is Alexis. I'm a sophomore and I joined fall of 2023.
All right, so we are in Gamma Phi Beta and the Minnesota State chapter is called Gamma Pi. You can go to, yeah, thank you.
So a little bit about us. Gamma Phi Beta was actually the first women's organization to be called a sorority. Our open motto that we follow is founded on a rock. And one of our founders, E. Adeline Curtis, said that since the rock is the firmest and most enduring substance, able to withstand the ravages of time and offering the strongest protection, it seemed fitting that Gamma Phi Beta should be founded by this. And our symbols are a crescent moon and a pink carnation.
So some of our guiding principles are we promote lifelong commitment, intellectual and personal growth, and service to humanity. And then we perpetuate our heritage as we commit to the growth of our sorority. We foster enduring friendships, and we advocate for ethical behavior, respect, authenticity, accountability, and integrity. And then we aspire to excellence in all that we do.
So the 4 core values that our chapter follows will be love, labor, learning, and loyalty. And each of our members show all four of our core values in their own ways.
So some of the things that we do throughout the year that are super exciting for our personal chapter is Sisterhood Retreat, which we actually have this weekend in Okoboji, Iowa. It's super fun. We go to this place and we just stay the night, and it's kind of like a bonding time for us. And then we do, instead of big little reveal, we do mom dot reveal, and it's kind of just like more personal, more of like a family vibe. And then we have PACE, which stands for Personal and Chapter Enrichment, where we just bring things like alcohol awareness or like financial education to our chapter just to like make more well-rounded individuals. And then we have fidelity lessons that go with the PACE lessons.
So some of our chapter stats are our active members are at 28. Our new members are now at 11. We just got another one. And our overall chapter GPA is a 3.27.
So our philanthropy is Girls on the Run. It's building strong girls, but we do that through Girls on the Run. And then our philanthropic mission is to provide experiences and resources that build spiritual, mental, and social resilience in girls. And then our vision is we envision a community in which every girl and woman has the resiliency necessary to advance her own life and the lives of others. We do 2 main like fundraising events throughout the year for our philanthropy. The one in the fall is called Moonball, and we either do volleyball, kickball, or basketball, and like teams compete against each other, and there's a winner. And then in the springtime, we either do like a spaghetti fundraiser, which is spaghetti, or we do a car wash. And then all the money we raise goes to Girls on the Run.
For volunteer hour.
For volunteer hours, each of our members are required to complete 14 hours of community service each semester. So our philanthropy chairwoman will actually give out a bunch of volunteer like opportunities that we all sign up for to help volunteer back to the community. And then members are also able to attend and contribute to other FSL fundraisers and events that count as 2 hours.
I believe that's everything. So thank you for having us, guys.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions? Any questions? If not, thank you so much for presenting. Alrighty, we'll move on to second presentation from our bird rights representatives. Test.
Mr. President, we have, I don't know if many of the senators know this, but we are a bronze winner or certificate holder of Bicycle Friendly Campus. But I go around my campus here and I have 1,000 bicycle racks and they're not all full. In fact, we have more vacancies in our bicycle racks than ever before. And I know who to blame, Mr. President. I know who to blame. It's that Student Senate created this bird thing 3 years ago. And maybe you can explain it. Mr. Bird, come on up here.
I blame David Cowan.
I second.
Welcome. I'd like to thank David for inviting me over. I'm Brian Noyer. I've got all those in charge of all the scooters around campus. I'm an MSU alumni. I've got a full-time job teaching over in St. Clair, an elementary teacher. But anyway, we took this this fleet of scooters over about a year ago. And it's I want to thank you guys for the opportunity to have the scooters around campus. It's been really fantastic from my end of things. A lot of work chasing them around, of course, but it's the number of rides this year. I was talking to David last week when we stopped by. Since the students have been back in session, the least number of rides has been, I think, 1,100 in a week. So, I'd say I think the average is probably close to around 1,200 rides per week, which I think is fantastic to have that form of transportation. But anyway, just I won't keep you and take up a lot of your time. But if you ever have questions or things you'd like to see from the BIRD program, please reach out. David has my contact information. I'm happy to visit with you and to make this form of transportation the best that it can be for the students and staff. I see staff riding them as well at MSU Mankato. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Otherwise, again, thanks for the opportunity, and please reach out if you would like to see anything different or changed with the program. So thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Any questions? Senator Buckney?
What is the usage rate on the birds, like particularly like day, month, etc.?
Per day, like I said, I think the least number we've had in a week was 1,100 since the students have been back. So, I'd say around 200 rides per day would be the average. Of course, the weekends certainly spike. So, yeah, I think yesterday, I think we were at just under 200, I think, yesterday. So
Nice. And then, is there any plans for expanding the area of the birds? Or
like citywide or
just
around the campus area?
A little more. I feel like it's a little small compared.
Sure. I guess I'd have to let David speak on that. We've got the city has the permit that they designate areas that they allow us to deploy them in. But once again, if you've got certain areas you'd like to see it expanded to, I'm not speaking for David, but I'm sure he would listen to that, and we can even talk to the city and see if we could make something happen. So,
all right, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Senator Zellmer?
Approximately how many scooters do you have on campus?
So we've got a fleet of 170. Now it's with college kids tearing back and forth. Certainly we don't have those all deployed at once. There's a lot of repair and tires to be changed and fixed and throttle, you name it. So I'd say, probably 130 to 140 is probably that number that we're looking at. Absolutely.
What is your contact info, or who should we contact if one of our senators has some more questions that they think of in the future?
Sure. Should I get that today, or would you guys like it? Whatever's best. I can give you my phone number right now if you'd like it. Otherwise,
if you want to send your email to Mr. Cowan, he can then forward it to us.
Absolutely. He does have that as well, but perfect.
Whatever contact info you'd like for us to have. That'd be great.
Will do. Absolutely.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Any other questions? Seeing none, thank you so much.
All right. Thanks for your time.
So Brian, what was the strangest place that you've ever had to pick up your birds?
On top of a shrub next to Jake's Pizza it was up there. So that was probably the strangest. The year's young.
Years young.
He's forgetting about the scooter that was in the tree last year.
Thanks, Brian.
Alrighty, we'll keep moving on over to open forum. Is there anyone here for open forum?
Good day, everybody. I don't know if you know this or not, but next weekend is homecoming. Who's excited for homecoming? Let's go. One thing, so I want to give you a rundown of what's going to be happening next week. One thing we did this year is we created these reusable signs you're going to see around campus that you can scan and see the online schedule. So if you want to check out everything, you can scan that and go there. We're going to be putting those out tomorrow, but I encourage all of you to support your Mavericks. We have about 13 different groups that will be competing in some competitions throughout the week. Some of you may be in them, some of you maybe not, but there's a volleyball competition on Tuesday. They're doing they're doing a Nailed It cookie decorating contest down in the Hearth Lounge Tuesday at noon, where they're going to try to recreate cookies, stuff of that nature. Encourage you to vote for your homecoming royalty. Every student gets 2 votes for 2 homecoming royalty, and they'll be crowned later in that week. Other things going on is there's the concert with Rich the Kid, lip sync on Friday. Who's been to lip sync before? Raise your hand. It is something you do not want to miss. It is a night that you will never forget. So if you haven't seen it, it's Friday, 7 o'clock in Taylor Center. You will never forget it. It is literally the highlight of many students' semesters, let alone years. So check it out. And then willing, it's Mother Nature. We'll have a bonfire afterwards. It hasn't happened the last 2 years due to some wind, so we're planning for it. That should be great. But really, there's been some changes to the Saturday of homecoming I want to point out. So last year, they started the Mavs on the Mall initiative, where there's going to be free food, pancakes, sausages, games, inflatables, a lot of different university departments. And it was a massive hit last year. So they kind of reshuffled some of the schedule on Saturday. So the parade now is starting at 10:30. It goes along Maywood and hits Warren and then Stadium. So it'll be kind of starting right by Presca and ending in Lot 22. And then follow that, there's going to be Mavs on the Mall from 11 to 1:30. So check that out. If you guys didn't make it last year, it was really, really fun and really, really cool, and a lot of cool things, a lot of giveaway stuff. You can win a lot of stuff. And then again, we're gonna cheer on the Mavericks at the football game on Saturday as well. RHA, your wonderful Senator Andrew here, we'll be having a silent disco in the ballroom. And the other thing that we really encourage people to do that week is we have a very robust office decorating contest. Offices compete. You may see some around campus. A suggestion those offices gave us last year was we're going to be publishing their locations on our schedule and on our website. So if you want to go check those out, you can. Some of them do an amazing job. And lastly, if you want to give back, we always want to give back during a week of celebration. Mavathon and Fraternity and Sorority Life are hosting a blood drive on Wednesday from 9 to 4. So I do believe there are still some spots open, John. So if you're interested in donating some blood, check them out on Wednesday. That's a great opportunity to do that. I may have missed things. That's why it's here on the schedule. But check it out. I encourage you all to get out, show your Maverick pride, show us that spirit, and have a great weekend. So with that, I can stand for questions if people have any questions.
Are there any questions for Bill? Any questions? Seeing none, thank you so much. Is there anyone else for open forum? Anyone else for open forum? Seeing none, we'll move on to our reports. Alrighty, I'll get started with my report. We had ULEAD last week. I hope you all had an opportunity to attend some productive sessions. And we were leading a couple of sessions, Vice President Jay and I hope you guys had some fun times attending a couple of ULEAD sessions. Expanded Cabinet met last week. All coordinators have now scheduled their bi-weekly meetings on calendars, and we're looking at some really exciting projects. If you aren't on a second committee, or if you aren't able to attend academic or student affairs and you aren't on two of the committees, you should reach out to us. Vice President Jay is meeting with all of you and making sure you're on top of everything you need to do. Up on my to-do list, we're sending out an all-student email and an all-faculty email. We'll be hosting town halls pretty soon, and we'll be sending you more information in Teams. So make sure you have access to the Teams folder, and you're checking those in a routine basis. Some committee opportunities. This is for those who won't be running for next year. We do have vacancies for the Elections Commission and other commissions and boards as well. If you aren't running for student government offices for next year, reach out to me and we can have a conversation about having you appointed to Elections Commission. For those of you who know friends who have work-study eligibility, let them know that student government is hiring work-study positions. We have 4 spots available for work-study students, so we'll be able to accommodate folks if they're interested. I attended President's Commission on Diversity this week. They have some really exciting projects. I have 2 senators, I believe, in that committee, but we'll be working on some committee projects and we'll be updating you with that. Vice President Morris will be updating you about Equity 2030, and they'll be visiting Senate pretty soon to update you on some key agenda items for this year. City and University will be meeting later tomorrow. Our Legislative Affairs Coordinator and I will be hosting reps from Bethany, South Central, and the city. Students United Board met last weekend. We have appointments for Legislative Priorities and System Priorities Committees for the system. For Students United, if those interest you, let me know. There's also AdCon on November 2nd. If you haven't signed up for AdCon, you should go up and sign up as soon as possible. Now, Bill already mentioned homecoming, but I wanna get this on your calendars. So go ahead and mark October 5th, Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. until noon on your calendars. We have homecoming parade and student government will be on that parade. So you guys better show up for that homecoming parade. That's all that I have. I'll pass it on over to Vice President Jay.
Hi guys, so just an update on vacancies. We have 2 College of Allied Health and Nursing, 1 College of Business, 1 College of Science, Engineering and Technology, and 1 Residential Life. So that is only 5 vacancies for Senate positions. And we also had a resignation in the last week, so we have 1 off campus. That will be opening up for people to run in elections in 2 weeks. So that actually makes 6. So 1 on campus, 1 off campus, and then the 4 in the academic colleges. And then also speaker, we will be hosting an election. The first day of that is today. Rosha and I will be attending Meet and Confer next week with university administrators. We're excited to hear updates from them on that. Looking at senator projects. Those who have met with me, you are all doing a wonderful job coming to meetings and being prepared and coming with awesome ideas. And you all have some really, really interesting projects that I'm really excited about. So thank you for all of you that have met with me and been flexible with me. I know we're all really busy. I am meeting with the rest of you that haven't met with me. I think there's maybe like 6 of you the rest of this week, which is awesome. And then we will have all Senator Project initial meetings done. I will be starting to reschedule Senator meetings about middle of October so that we can keep all of those projects moving. I'm going to have everyone right now go into Teams. I'm going to show you a few different things that have been uploaded or that you need to upload in the next couple days. So if you go into the MNSU Student Government Teams, under the Senate section, I'll give everybody a second to get there. If you don't have access, raise your hand, but I believe you don't have access? Okay.
Oh wait, I do.
Okay, perfect. Senate, okay, and then files, like in the top middle, there's posts and files, go to files. I hope you all have been here before. If not, you need to please check this more often, thanks. For people that are new, it's okay. Then under the 4th folder down, 90-second Senator documents, please click on that. And then you will see 3 things. You will see a green folder titled Senator Projects and then 2 Word docs. The bottom one, the Senator Project Planning Template, some of this I've showed you in your Senator Project meetings with me. Those of you that I haven't, it's probably because I was either driving or you were driving or it was really quick, but every single senator that I have met with needs to fill this out. It doesn't have to be super in-depth. But one section which is at the bottom of that template is called Timeline. This has to have specific dates of when you are doing different things in your project. Do not type straight on this template. Please download your own copy and then fill this out. And then by Friday of this week, by end of day, it needs to be uploaded to the Senator Projects folder at the top of that list. Just so we have documentation of what you're doing for your project so that you can go in and look at what you're supposed to be doing each week, each month, whatever it may be. Any questions there? Email me or text me on Teams if you do have questions. I can help you get that filled out if you do have questions. The other thing that I want to show you in Teams, if you go into the same exact place, but instead of the 90-second Senator Documents folder, go to the 90-second Senate Meeting Documents. Give everybody a second to get there. You will see 3 folders for past meetings. At the bottom, there is an Excel sheet that says Senate and committee attendance. Everybody feel free to click on that. This will be a running attendance sheet of all senators. The first tab you can see at the bottom is Senate. So this is Senate meetings each week. You can see the dates up at the top. There's a legend down at the bottom to show what the different colors of each box are. And then to the right of Senate is all of the Senate committees that coordinators host. So obviously all of you are going to be in either academic affairs or student affairs, so you can check your what meetings you've been to through there, and then the other coordinators will be taking care, and each coordinator will be taking care of their own attendance, and then myself and or the speaker will be taking care of Senate. So that's a way you can track your attendance. That's how we can track your attendance. All that good stuff, just for an accountability thing, so we can all kind of see who's been in meetings and whatnot. So there are those two things. If you're having trouble finding them and you want to know where they are after today's Senate meeting, please come find me, and I'd love to make sure that everybody is on the same page with both of those things. And I believe that is all I have for right now. Does anybody have questions for me?
Either of us. Any questions? Seeing none, we'll move on. There is no speakers report, but we do have Dean of the Day, Dean Moavida from Dean of College of Education.
Mr. President, Madam Vice President, I believe, the senators, the guests, I want to thank you for the work that you do. I come in, yes, as a dean, but and you as senators and leaders in the college, it's because of your urge and interest to serve. You're leaders, but you're serving others. It's a sacrifice, and I commend you for that. So briefly, I'll just introduce myself. I joined the institution in May when the school was out, and there were very few people in here. And then I've been here now 5 weeks with people, a lot more people, and I'm learning the culture, understanding what we need to do. But my passion is really people, working with people. And maybe some of you have seen me walking around on campus and say, who's that guy and what is he doing here? Now you know. I'm interested in people, I'm interested in what you do and what your aspirations are, and I want you to be successful. I come from a humble beginning. I'm originally from Kenya, and I've been in this country for over 27 years. Gone through the whole system of education in Kenya. I was a teacher there, principal, and coach. 2 national championship basketball teams in Kenya. They won the 2 high school, so not the nation, and taught, but came here, did my master's, went back, did my PhD. When I say here in the US, and PhD, and they decided to have me here to work. And I've been working from Oklahoma, from Oklahoma State University, where I started as an assistant professor all the way to a professor and worked my way into the administration. So I feel privileged to be a servant leader in this institution, and I look forward to working with everybody in this institution to make it a better place than what we found it to be. And also, I want to leave you with this so that you can ask questions, since you have a lot to deliberate, is just let's remember that as leaders, you're going to lead people who are not born yet. So think about that. People who are not born yet, and you're going to be the leaders, because look at the leaders we have today. They started leading before most of us were born, and they're still leading. So think about that. What kind of a leader are you going to be as you work with people who are not born? don't know what kinds of technology, what kind of world they'll be living in. And we have to start working, knowing that, yes, you're going to lead the people you have now, but also think of the ideas, think of the future. How do we prepare ourselves for that future? I'll pause there, and if there are any questions.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions for Dean Almeida? Senator Speltz.
What are some initiatives that you want to work on throughout like this year?
For my college or for the institute?
Both.
I think the first thing for me is to get to know people. I think the challenge as leaders, we want to make changes immediately when you don't know who you're leading. So my first and foremost, and if you go to my college right now, you'll realize they're realizing that I'm getting to know, I'm asking questions. Who are you? What is your passion? What do you do? Not school, not work. Who are you? Because the work sometimes becomes a facade. So that's the first thing. The next thing for me, after knowing them as I do this work, the initiative for me is to ensure that we continue to, because the college is in the equity, it deals with the equity framework very well. But I want it to move from being something that is cognitive exercise to being an actual exercise producing fruit. And the fruit is what? I want people to feel this as their village. I'm going to use the African terms. I want anybody who comes in here, the initiative is to be a village. How do I do that? Let's have small communities within our big communities where you have comfort to go and talk to somebody and be vulnerable and say, I have no clue, but I'm here, help me. So I want people those initiatives to embrace one another as we grow as a community is what I want to do.
Thank you. Senator Dietrich.
First of all, thank you so much for being here today and welcome to MNSU. You said you come from Oklahoma. This is a pretty big transition then. How has the transition been for you since you have come here and been working?
I think the first week that I came in here, I brought the tornado. Let's put that out of it. I was here and I was in the office in Armstrong and they had sirens and everything. I said, yes, I'm announcing my presence that I've come from Oklahoma. So the main thing for me is the transition. The big thing for me is one, the beauty, the scenery, the beauty of the place, the environment. I mean, I come from a flatland, okay? So the scenery is so beautiful. The first few weeks or the month of May and June, I didn't have a car. I didn't bring my car here. So I was using the bus, you see, to know the people. I was walking, and I still walk, from the main Mankato to the north Mankato. I just walk the bridge, go to the places, talk to people. I found some people. There's a store there called Nabil store. It's a Somali store there. I go there and sit down. They don't know what I do. I say, I just work here. And I said, I just do work in fact, they told their families that he works as a janitor at MNSU. Because I go in shorts and t-shirts, I'm down to it. So they don't know. But with that, I've helped their family, their daughters, to re-enroll back to South Central by applying in their FAFSA. I helped them within 3 days, they got the FAFSA. So in spring, they're going to go back to school. So that to date, they don't know what I do. Okay? So I don't see, Minnesota is not new for me. For the last 26 years, I have family friends in Woodbury area. I've skied in some parts of Faribault, I think that's what they call it. I think I've gone, I've gone to what is it, Tubing in one of the places. I don't know what the place. Lake Minnetonka, is that called Minnetonka? Is there a lake, a big one? I've sailed there. So it's not like it's something new for me. I think it's just to get, do you see my initiative goes back to know the people. I can know places, I can do activities, but my mission is you. You. That's all. And then the rest will happen. You'll become successful. Because when you become, what are you talking about here? You're talking about people. Yes, it's activities engaging people.
Thank you. Are there any other questions?
And you're welcome to my office anytime. I have Kenya tea. We can drink it. We can walk. Just come in. Armstrong 118C.
Thank you so much. Alrighty, we will move into senator reports. There are no senator reports, but they will be coming up pretty soon. We'll move into vacancies now. Our first vacancy for today for student senate speaker. Is there any candidate here for the speaker position? If you want to go up to the podium, please. Alrighty, here's how this will go. You will have 2 minutes for your opening statement. After that, we'll open it up to any questions. Once we're done with all of the questions, you'll have 2 minutes for your closing statements. Any question before we start? Ready whenever you are.
Hello, everyone. I hope most of you sitting at this table already know me, but if you don't, my name is Kendra Drager. I'm currently a graduate senator. I'm running for speaker because I was encouraged to by leadership and also with past experience. So when I was the president at the Bemidji State Senate, the president was kind of like the speaker, so they ran the meeting. So I do have lots of experience in running meetings, knowing Robert's Rules of Order, and just all of that fun things. And then also I gained even more experience with Robert's Rules of Order and running meetings through my 3 years at Students United. So I do have lots of different experiences with leading meetings, running meetings, taking minutes. And one of the parts as being the treasurer for Students United, they changed is to actually take minutes for the meetings. So I really got good at taking minutes. So that's like one really good thing. I don't really have anything else, but that's all I got.
Thank you so much. We'll open it up to any questions from all of you. Any questions? Any questions? Senator Dietrich.
So you just applied to be the graduate studies senator, and now you've applied to be speaker. Did you just copy paste from one application to the other?
Some of the things I did, but then I did expand on the role, like more in depth with the role of the treasurer, and then more of the responsibilities that I had as president for the Bemidji student government. Kind of expanded on how, like during president, I did lead the meetings and I like made the agenda before, so I've had experience with that. And then with treasurer, I sent out like meeting minutes to all the board members, sent them out important documents, gave them updates. It was the main communication between board members, officers, and staff. So I do have a lot of skills with organizing that, and I just expanded a lot more on that. And then also had some different goals for speakers, so did some like research, and there's supposed to be like operating procedures for student government. There currently isn't because no speaker in the past has written those down. So that's going to be a big project that I will take on, is actually formalizing those and also getting help from other people who have had lots of Senate experience. So if they have any ideas of like what should be included or what shouldn't be included. I would take any guidance that I can, because obviously the student government is very different than the student government I've been a part of before. So I definitely want to make sure that I'm taking advice from everyone else too. So I'm just not like making up as I go. So I hope that helps answer your question.
Yeah, I would have just copy pasted mine, so you.
I was like, oh no.
We'll move on. Vice President Jay.
So you are currently a grad study senator as well as our legislative affairs coordinator, and the legislative affairs committee is taking on a really big project right now, as well as has a couple other things going on. How do you plan to delegate those tasks to people in that committee or help train in a new legislative affairs coordinator while being speaker? What is your plan for all of those things?
That's a great question. So I do plan on continuing to help out, especially with this big project of the meet and greet with the candidate fair. I still plan on being kind of like the main person right now until we do find a legislative affairs coordinator. I'm still like wanting to take on that. And then also I'll still hold the committee meetings until there is a new person. And at our last meeting, I did delegate each committee member to reach out to at least 5 candidates, and they have all done so. And we're just waiting for responses. So keep on like tasking these committee members and definitely like utilizing all of them and the resources.
Thank you. Senator Colleran.
So as you said before, every speaker has to draft the operating procedures. So is there any specific policies or procedures you like to put inside the document?
Like any ones that I want to put in there?
What kind of content would you like to put within the operating procedures?
Yeah, okay, cool. I just wanted to clarify your question. So I kind of see this operating procedures being like a student government like 101. So like what do you need to know if you're a member of student government? And for this, like the big thing is like Robert's Rules of Orders. And I know that you have created a document before and we kind of chatted earlier in a little one-on-one. But utilizing that document that's already been created with the permission to put that into this operating procedures. And I know that Vice President Jay has created a like senator document, like a new senator document, and I'm hoping to also incorporate that into this, just so then it's like all one big document that senators can use to like actually access like this list of resources of like what do they need to know, like who are these people, what are my responsibilities. So having all of that kind of compiled into one document so we're not in like a bunch of like different places.
Senator Maika.
One of your priority projects that you wanted to work as a grad senator was the 14-hour work hours for grad students. Are you still planning to continue working on that as a speaker, or like are you looking forward to delegate that like to maybe?
Well, I'm hoping that we can find another grad student. If I do get elected, we can find another person and I can kind of be like, hey, this is like a really big project that I'm hoping that you would like be able to continue. And then whatever information, like resources and contacts that I'd have, I'd definitely give to that person so they could help. But I'd definitely be interested in still trying to work on that because I am a grad student still. And I know that, at least for me, I'm fortunate enough to have a TA-ship, so I'm guaranteed 20 hours a week versus other grad students who aren't. So I just want to make sure that all grad students are still on that like even like playing level, because one grad student shouldn't have more like opportunity to work more hours versus another. So I'd still be interested in helping with that if time allows.
Thank you. Senator Balogun.
I know you said you would look for someone like to replace you in like your graduate's position. Do you have any way you're gonna do that? Tell us.
So one of the other candidates, Brianna, I thought she was a very like strong candidate, the one who when it was like the 3-way one. So I definitely like to reach out to her again because I thought that she would be a really good fit for the Senate, and I thought that her ideas and like initiatives are also really good. And she's also a first year, so I think that she would bring like a fresh perspective from the graduate studies program, but also trying to reach out to like other areas too, and even talking to the College of Graduate Studies to see if they had anyone else in mind who would be interested in taking up this role.
Are there any other questions? Senator Bugme.
Out of curiosity, why didn't you apply for speaker first?
The vacancy wasn't open when I ran for graduate senator.
Okay.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Any other questions? Seeing none, you have 2 minutes for your closing statement.
So I just want to thank you all for sitting through another vacancy election. I know that there's been so many, but I'm really glad to see the room starting to be filled. And I'd also, in advance, hopefully would like to thank you for this opportunity in leadership and development. I know that I still have a long way to go as a leader and I'm not done growing yet. So I think this is a really good way to help with that. But hopefully we can all work together in this capacity. If not, that's okay. I can still serve in other capacities. But I just want to thank you all for listening to me ramble on. And that's it.
Thank you so much. You can either choose to stay in the room or you can choose to leave. Stay.
Let's give it time. Let's give it time.
Vice President Jay.
I make a motion to enter into executive session.
There is a motion to enter into executive session. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there a dissent? Is there a dissent? Seeing no dissent, all those in favor, please raise your placards. All those in favor, all those against, please raise your placards. All those against, please, all those abstaining, please raise your placards. Thank you. With a majority of the votes, this motion is so adopted. You'll have to make a motion. Yes,
Yeah,
Senator Parikh?
Motion to let John in the meeting as a student advisor, student government advisor.
There is a motion to allow John into the room. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any dissents? Any dissents? All those in favor, please raise your placard. All those against, please raise your placard. All those abstaining, please raise your placard. With a majority, this motion is so adopted.
Bro, I should've.
Yeah.
End the live.
What are you talking about?
Your face.
Could one of you go mute on, please?
Executive session, bro.
Does Tyler leave?
Yeah.
Oh, poor Tyler's gone.
That's a good question.
I don't know.
I don't feel like this is like that crazy of a concept.
This one's a good
And then could you turn the video off as well?
Here. Yeah, bro, stop getting me on lock like that, man. Stop exposing me.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not sure how to do that.
You should have been. Is it okay if I quickly?
I was literally saying, I was like. Run, Charles.
Oh my.
It's a little excessive sometimes.
But that was a lot.
Charlie.
Okay, before we get started super quick, just a reminder for everyone.
I think now they can.
Okay. Okay. That just needs to be turned down. Or just mute that. Okay. Okay. Everybody on Zoom and in here, please listen. That just needs to be turned down. You need your audio off, like your music off.
Go for it.
Okay, so how executive session works. If you are on Zoom or not here, no matter what, nothing that gets said in this room can be heard by other people, whether it be from us talking in here or from speaking outside of this room. Nothing leaves the room. So this is just so we can quickly and honestly discuss the candidate to see if we feel that if we want to elect them as speaker. Let's discuss this and then bring everybody back in. But I just felt that needed to be a reminder. Okay, is there any discussion? Senator Zellmer.
I think that Kendra is a really good candidate for it, I think, just with her past experience of being involved in a lot of these different student government at Bemidji and then Students United. I think it would be a great asset to have her as speaker with those communication skills and leadership skills.
It's still going live on YouTube.
Well, they can hear that.
Why don't we turn that on?
Okay.